First of all, I just want to thank y'all, all of you who worked on the campaign, because I wouldn't be here being able to be in this race still if it wasn't for you. Y'all did it. I just kind of hung on for the ride, because without you it would have never happened. And I feel humbled and blessed that you had enough confidence to do it. So I want to thank you. I also want to pick up where Doc was talking about, because I just came back. I was down at the border. I went down there, was on the river, over the river, and down there with the folks that are on the front line down there, with our DPS officers and with Customs and Border Patrol. And I'm going to tell you, the bottom line, just to begin with, is what you're seeing on TV, what you're getting in the news, it's 5 to 10 times worse than what you're hearing about or what's happening. The troops down there said they've been told to brace themselves, that there are at least 300,000 that are on the road now in Mexico heading north, and that they're expecting 900,000 by the end of the year. Not 90, no, not 90, 900,000. And the number that's already here over the last year and a half is about 180,000. The children part of this thing, and I'll use the term illegal aliens, because this is not an immigration issue. It's not a race issue. It is an illegal alien. The children part of this is something about 12%. You can't really get a good handle on it, because they are considering whatever the person tells them their age, they're accepting it. They're getting all of their data by interviews. So if a person says, I'm 15 years old, they're putting them down as 15-year-olds. That includes those that are 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23 that say, I'm 15-year-old. That's the magic number, so they get classified as a child. I'll just summarize, say they're misusing the 2008 law. They have overinterpreted it. It is not for anyone that wants to leave that's from a country that's non-contiguous to the United States, that is other than Mexico. It doesn't mean that just because they want to leave there and they come here that they can. That law was specifically written for human trafficking. There's supposed to be evidence that they're involved in human trafficking before that law kicks in, but that's being ignored. And it fits in with what Doc says. This is not happening by accident. This is planned. And I mean, there's a whole lot I'd just like to say about this whole thing, but let me say this. Every level of our government, our elected officials have a responsibility. The number one responsibility is to protect the people that put them in office. We have a role for our federal government to protect the people of America as a sovereign nation. We have a role of our state government as our sovereignty of our state to protect the state people of the state, and we have a responsibility in our county for our elected officials to protect the people within the county. And when those at a level above them fail to do their job, the answer is not, it's not my job. If the federal government is failing to protect us, it's our state's responsibility to step in and do it, and the Constitution makes that real clear. Article 1, Section 10, Paragraph 3 makes it perfectly clear. It's not ambiguous. It's not one of those statements where you have to get somebody to interpret it. It's very clear. If we are in imminent danger of an invasion, our state has the authority to protect itself at the border. It clearly states that in there. It doesn't say how many guns they have to bring. It's an invasion. And what we're experiencing is an invasion. 3 years ago, when we had the Border Patrol in, they gave us a number that about 30% of those coming across the border were what they call OTM, other than Mexican. Today, that number is almost 80%. 80% of what's coming across is other than Mexican. It includes Chinese, Indian, Middle Eastern, and South America and Central America. Very few from Mexico are coming across. Those that are being turned back right away when they can identify them. The problem we've got is, for a well-trained person, it's almost impossible, just on physical appearance and conversation, to distinguish someone from the Middle East from someone from South or Central America. A well-trained person can very well imitate, and that's what's happening. If you haven't seen the Department of Transportation's study on crime in Texas and the gang threat assessment that was just published in April of this year, the gang threat assessment, it's on the website. Go to DPS's website, pull it up and read it. You will be shocked at the level of gang participation activity in Texas. It is huge. They're all here. MI-13, the Bloods, the Crips, and it goes right on down the line. There are probably, I think, some close to 25 gangs, and they're categorized with what level that they are. This is part of what's coming across. The border security is not about the children. That is a significant part of it. It is about an invasion of our country of people that are coming here illegally. And I don't care whether they intend to do harm or not. We are a country of laws. And to come here illegally is wrong. No matter what they're coming for. To come here to work, come here to visit, or whatever it is. Coming here illegally is just flat wrong. And if our federal government is not going to do something about it, our state government has a responsibility to step in and do it. And it can be done. It's not an impossible task. It doesn't require the building of a fence all across the border. It would be good to have one. And for those that say, oh, if they build a 50-foot fence, I'll go down there, somebody will sell 51-foot ladders. Well, that may be the case. The point is, it will be a significant deterrent. We're not going to stop it 100%, but we do have to curtail it significantly, and it can be done. The numbers have been put together on how it can. Give me just a minute and I'll get to you. That it can be done. But we saw it firsthand and see what on the south, on the other side, we've got the cartels, the Gulf Coast cartel, the Zetas, and the others that are now running drugs with what we're doing at the border, because we're not getting help from the federal government, and because our Border Patrol and our customs agents are all focused on being distracted with the children, taking care of them. It's a huge job with the numbers that are there. It's leaving parts of the border wide open for the gangs to come through and the drugs to come through. So we need the extra boots on the ground down there. It's the only thing that's going to stop it. We've got the technology. We have the equipment. I wasn't going to be here tonight. I would have got my pictures into slides so I could show you what we have down there. But we have what it takes to seal that border. It can be done. And there are numbers of us that are urging the governor to call a special session to make the funds available. All of you know from what I've said, I am a protector of the rainy day fund. That's for emergency purposes. In my opinion, if there was ever an emergency, this is it. This is what the emergency. If we don't, first of all, there are funds available otherwise to do it. But if somebody says we don't have the money, I'll tell you we've got the money in the rainy day fund, and it's like the old oil company ad. It's pay now or pay later. I assure you that whatever we would spend on security today is insignificant compared to what it's going to cost us in the years to come, in just a few years, in the terms of the legal system, in our schools, and our medical services. Our prisons today, here, just Van Zandt County. Van Zandt County, about 60-65% of our budget goes to the Sheriff's Department. Of that, well over half of it is for the jail. And that's what we have throughout Texas. In our jail system in Texas, somewhere between 30 and 40% of the inmates are illegal aliens. It costs us a lot of money. It costs us a lot of money for the education in the schools and for the medical services that are provided. It costs us a lot of money to have open borders. And we're probably the only nation in the world that has no border on the south. I mean, we live essentially where we're going right now to have no border. There's been a resolution put together, and other cities and counties are working to get it passed to stop the federal government from commandeering facilities within the county or within the city, taking them over by edict and putting the refugees or the people that they're bringing in. Some of them are children, some are not children, but they're taking them all. They are also, we've got the problem of health. The process, when they talk about them being screened for health, what they're doing is they have put together a set of questions. And a border agent asks the person a series of questions. And depending on what answer they give, they say they're either cleared or not cleared for health. That's the health screening they're getting. There are no tests, there are no doctors. Very few doctors down there actually doing it. They're Border Patrol agents that are doing the screening. Then they're taking those people and putting them on airplanes and flying to the rest of the country. Reported incidents of allowing them with high fevers, with obvious open sores, and the incidents of things like scabies and lice and bacterial pneumonia is it's all over, and tuberculosis. So it's a health problem that we're looking at here.